let's do my 20 to 1 best teams to watch in the Premier League. What team would you want to watch if it was a Monday night fixture? If you saw the teams come up and you saw one team come up, what is that team that you want to watch? Now, to be fair, a lot of this does come down to whether the team's playing at home or playing away. So I'm assuming all of these teams are playing at home. I'm taking into account goals, drama, personnel, so players, individuals that I'd want to see, unpredictability as well. So this is my 1 to 20 of Premier League teams I'd most like to watch. I'm going to go in reverse order. Number 20, the team I do not want to watch the most in the Premier League is Everton. They are the worst team by a mile, and obviously Sean Dyche has left and David Moyes has come in, so maybe it'll be a little bit different, but they have scored the second least amount of goals of any team in the Premier League so far this season, and their games have contained the fewest amount of goals. And also, do you know what? There's just no one exciting in that team. I like Ilman and Dye, and maybe that's as close as you'll get, but even then, I'm not having it. The worst team in the league to watch by far. Number 19, Liverpool. Save me a couple of hours. I won't watch. Just write down 2-0 and we'll be done. 7 times Liverpool have won 2-0 this season, and we're only like halfway through the season. It's boring, and I'm not saying that's because they're bad. It's because they're so good. Number 18, Fulham. Very good actually this season, and they've got some lovely players. But I always think about, if I'm looking at the fixture, who do I want to see? Monday Night Football this week. Fulham host Bournemouth at Craven Cottage. I don't want to see it. They make other teams seem boring. 17, Crystal Palace. I actually had high hopes for Crystal Palace this season. I thought with Oliver Glasner's run at the end of last season, looks great. I think losing Michael Elise was massive. I don't think they replaced him. They got some good players and obviously putting together a bit of a run of form, but Palace, nah. 16, I've gone West Ham. Normally I'm a big West Ham fan. I like watching them play and I love Jared Bowen, but apart from that, I think Kudus has been up and down this season. They've conceded quite a few goals, which is why they're not lower on this list, but they've been pretty poor in front of goal this season, and yeah, quite disappointing. Graham Potter obviously now in, maybe that'll change. I think Lopetegui was miles off it, to be honest. 15, Ipswich. I like what Ipswich are doing and I love the manager. I think Kieran McKenna is a great manager and what he's done with Ipswich is fantastic. They're doing what they need to do at the moment. I think this is the thing with Ipswich, whereas a lot of teams come up, they're dynamic and say we're going to play this way in the Premier League, the same way we did in the Championship. I don't think Kieran McKenna's quite doing that. I expected him to keep a very similar style of play. I think he's doing it to a certain extent, but I don't think he's got the personnel. I don't think he's got the players. And that just makes it quite difficult to watch sometimes. 14, Leicester. If Vardy's not playing, there's no drama and there's not much else. There's plenty of goals, to be fair, with Leicester, but that's usually them conceding, and it's never really great goals. I feel like Leicester usually concede from mistakes. I don't think Ruud van Nistelrooy, as much as I want to see him do well, I don't think it was the right appointment. I don't think sacking Steve Cooper was the right thing to do, and I don't think the Leicester fans actually deserve anything. 13, Man City. Man City honestly would be right at the bottom of this list if they weren't doing so badly this season. If Man City are on form, they are number 20, worst team to watch in the Premier League by a distance. Occasionally I don't mind watching a nice De Bruyne assist, otherwise 2-3, 4-0. It's the least fun I've ever had watching football is when I watch Man City just demolish teams. Boring. 12, Arsenal. Not much to Arsenal, and I think they're brilliant, and I think Arteta's done a really good job, but if Saka's not playing, I'm bored. If Ødegaard's not on it, I'm bored. And this whole dark arts thing, you'd think it'd be fun. It's not. It's boring, it's annoying, it's frustrating to watch, and then all the moaning after the games, yeah, boring. Number 11, Nottingham Forest. As much as I love what Nottingham Forest are doing this season, they would be higher up. I just think there are teams that are more unpredictable than them. I feel like with Forest, I know what I'm getting. I'm getting a really solid defence. I'm getting a counter-attacking team. I'm getting Alanga running through on the break, and I'm getting maybe Chris Wood tapping it in from 6 yards. Number 10, let's go into the top 10 teams to watch in the Premier League. Southampton, 50 goals conceded already. They're always ready to take a battering, and I kind of love that about them. I love watching Tyler Diblin play. I think there's always an element of Southampton where they will give it a really good go, and that's whether it was under the previous manager or the current manager. Russell Martin obviously suffered for that, but now the new manager's in and they still concede a load of goals. It does feel like there's a little bit more stability to them, but they're good fun to watch, and if Southampton are playing someone and you've captained someone in your fantasy team against them, great to watch. Number 9, Brighton. Wasn't really thinking Fabian Hertzler was going to come in and do as well as he is, but he is doing really great. And they've got some lovely individuals. Carlos Baleba is one of my favourite players in the Premier League this season. Karen Matoma is always a great watch as well down that wing. João Pedro, some great players. And I think Brighton have an argument to say that they have and do sign the coolest players in the Premier League. Players out of nowhere that I've never heard of come into the Premier League and all of a sudden they're 50, 100 million pound players. Number 8, Aston Villa. If it's a Villa Park, under the lights, what a great watch. Villa, I think, a little bit different this season. Not loads of goals in their games, but I always feel like watching players like Morgan Rogers on the ball, even Jacob Ramsey, Leon Bailey when he plays. Players that are quite dynamic and direct as well, will run with the ball. Ollie Watkins in behind, John Duran coming on, score an absolute screamer from nowhere. They're a great side to watch, you've got to admit. And I think when Tielemans is on it, Tielemans is a top player to watch as well. Number 7, Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth have been brilliant this season, and I love watching almost every single player on the pitch, even down to Ryan Christie in midfield. I do absolutely love this Bournemouth side and what Iraola's doing. With the budget they've got, with the players they've got, the stadium size, just everything about that club feels like proper English football, and it's brilliant to see. Number 6, Brentford. Brentford, goals, goals, goals. Turn on Brentford, what am I going to see? Immediately a goal within the first 30 seconds. It's great. Great fun. I think there's been more goals in Brentford games than any other this season. 79 goals in 22 games? That's outrageous. That can't be true. Brentford, yeah, speaks for itself. Number 5, Chelsea. Why I like watching Chelsea so much is direct wingers, players with quality who can pass between lines. I love watching Lavia when he plays. I love watching Moises Caicedo this season. I think he's been fantastic. But mainly Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer, he could play for anyone and I'll turn on and watch. He's that good. Nicholas Jackson's always good entertainment. And like I said, direct wingers, Madueke down the right, Pedro Neto, Jadon Sancho. They've been really good this season, Chelsea. And yeah, they're a great watch always, particularly when it's against a big side. Number 4, Wolves. Wolves are brilliant. They are box office. Mateus Cunha aside, and he's a brilliant watch, it just always feels like they'll either score 4 goals or concede 6. You never know what you're going to get with Wolves, and this is what I mean, pure unpredictability with Wolves. You never know what's going to happen. Love watching them. Third best team to watch in the Premier League is Man United, and I'm saying that not as a Man United fan. I'm taking my Man United cap off, top off, and saying they are brilliant to watch because they are unpredictable as You never know what you're going to get from them. They'll either win 3-0 at home or get beat 3-0 at home by someone It's madness. And if you are an opposing fan or if you're just a neutral, you'll love watching Man United get beat, and you get to do it pretty much every week. Second, Newcastle. St James's Park, Alexander Isak. That's all I need to say. What a side. Anthony Gordon's fantastic, obviously, and they've got some great players. Bruno Guimaraes, lovely to watch. Love watching Joe Linton in midfield as well. But St James's Park trumps most of it. I think any game that's at St James's, the crowd gets behind them, particularly this season where they're really pushing for something. Yeah, they're a great watch. Number 1 team to watch in the Premier League is Tottenham. Ange Postecoglou's Tottenham is the most entertaining football side I think I've seen maybe ever. So many goals, so many mistakes, so many great goals from the other end. They've got players with quality all over the pitch, but they love conceding. There's drama. You never know what you're going to get from Ange after the game as well. If Tottenham are playing, I am watching 100%. I'll never miss a Tottenham game while Ange is there. I think they are unbelievable to watch. Whether you think that's good or whether you think that's bad, as a neutral, fantastic. Tottenham, the best team in the Premier League to watch by a mile.